Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Youth Matters, a show dedicated to the youth, looking at local, national and international issues affecting the youth of today. In today's show, we will be looking at and discussing gangs and guns. How has gangs and guns affected our community? What is the impact of such violence, such negativity that surrounds such an issue? Why is it that our young people are getting involved with things that is taking them from the right way? This is the focus of our show today. Assalamu alaikum. Asko amra dekhlan amra young bhai bonenke tara dol bandia gang zain to maze gya involved don khine. Tantan oto shuju ko bala khorbar dai. But tantan itar maze gya khine hamai. Ikta tantan pura la ki life effect khore, life ki life effect khore, family ki life effect khore. The Metropolitan Police recently published a report saying that 169 gangs operate in London alone today, of which there are 5,000 members. Now, it begs to ask the question, how many of those 5,000 members come from the Bangladeshi Bengali community? How many come, from our local community? And that's what we're trying to discuss today. Joining me in the studio will be professionals who work with youths on a daily basis. Also, we will hear the views of young people. To start off with, I will introduce our guests. We have three youths joining us today. Assalamu alaikum, Al-Fida. How are you doing? You okay? Okay, thank you for coming on the show. Mahim. How are you doing? You okay?
Great, yeah.
Nice to have you on the show. And Akil.
Salam.
How are you doing? You okay?
I'm alright.
Thanks for coming on the show. Now, I think just to get us started, what I want to find out is how much gangster, I guess the word gangster comes from gangs, people who associate themselves with gangs, okay, we can call them, they have a gangster culture, okay, so what I'm going to try and do is test your general knowledge on gangster knowledge, if that's okay, okay? So I'm going to ask you a few questions and I want to see if you know what those terms mean.
Okay.
For example, we sometimes hear the term beef. What does the term beef mean?
It means fight, basically.
It means fight?
Yeah.
Okay, fight between who?
Gangs, it could be two people, a group of people.
Okay, it's nothing about someone feeling hungry and nothing like that. Okay, so you've got that right. What does the term slipping mean, Mahim?
It's when you catch someone by surprise, when they're not prepared, basically. And then, yeah.
Okay, so slipping means?
So it's basically just catching someone off their guard.
Okay. That's right, and I think it's when someone also comes into an area that they shouldn't be in. Yeah, so why is that person slipping? Okay. Akil, what does chief mean? If I hear the word chief.
Oh man, I don't know.
You don't know what that means?
I don't know what that means.
Okay. Al-Fida,
it's like
can you help out?
I don't know how to phrase it, but like the leader sort of.
Oh yeah.
A gang.
Leader of a gang, yeah.
Leader of a gang,
that's it.
Okay. Next term is chung. What is the word chung mean? Listen, our audience at home are watching this, and this is about gangs and guns, and we need to be familiar with. And jokes aside, these are terms that are used.
Chung could be associated with something that's like nice.
Okay. Now, what about the word koch, Mahim?
Koch. So that's just the word to describe hanging about and like
Chilling.
Chilling, yeah. It's just another way of saying chilling, yeah.
Okay, another way of saying chilling. And what about the word fam? Come on, Akil.
Yeah, that's just like, I don't know how to explain that. It's like when you're in a gang, you're just like, hey, what's up, fam? It's just like saying another way of saying friend.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
friend, family.
Yeah, family. It's like sort of like that.
That's fine. And back to you again, Al-Fida. What about the word mandan? Have I said it right?
Yeah. It's like it could mean a lot of things, sort of, but like your boys, groups of gang members. It doesn't have to be gang members. It's obviously associated with gangs. People assume gangs and stuff like that when they hear that word, but it doesn't. That's not what it's actually associated with. It could just mean your friends.
Okay, your friends once again. And what about Mahim, Marvin?
I've never come across that term.
You haven't come across this term, Marvin, okay? Akil, let's see how your gangster vocab slang is.
What the same word?
The word Marvin.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah, Marvin actually means, from what I've seen, it means hungry, okay? Starving Marvin.
Oh, I've
okay.
heard of that, yeah.
Boys, you're representing which area again?
Bethnal
Green, yeah, come on. You need to do a bit better. Okay, what about the word taxed?
When it's like as if you're robbing someone or something, and then you take their stuff in it, you're taxing them.
Yeah, okay, that's quite interesting. And the last one is Trident.
Trident. I think it's a reference to the police. I think it's armed police.
Yeah, excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. So that's what some of those terms mean. Okay, now what I wanted to do is get our obviously audience familiar with some of the terms, because in gangs that operate these days, you know, these are a lot of the terms that are used. Now, going into more serious questions, because this is a very serious topic. Okay, jokes aside, it is impacting a lot of our youth today, and I wanted to, you know, what is it that makes a young person want to join a gang? What do you think, Alfida?
It's probably like because they want a sense of belonging, because boredom, because of peer pressure, because it just looks fun.
Yeah. Now, Mahim, tell me this. So, why would they want to feel a sense of belonging? Do they not get that from school, from their family, friends?
Well, I think it just gives them something extra to do. Like school, it can get a bit tedious, the same like routine every day. So it's just something extra.
Something extra.
Yeah, something
So-
they enjoy.
So could they not say take up a sport? Could they not do another activity? Why would they associate themselves with, you know, say an organization or a group of people who sometimes get up to no good, you know, as is reported in the media?
Yeah. Well, of course they could, but well, it's just something they're quite curious, I guess. Like at a young age, you get quite curious to something you haven't experienced before.
Yeah. And so Akil, you know, if you're curious, would you associate yourself with, you know, a group of people who might end up getting you into trouble, like we hear in the media?
Mm.
Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So have you ever had the tendency to want to join a gang?
Not really, no.
No?
But it's just like,
Why do you think these people feel that they need to? And I guess that's what we're
maybe
trying
like
to understand.
to get, I don't know, to be in the center of attention, I guess.
Hmm.
And just like, you know, they want to be known.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's quite interesting. Now, Alfida, are there any gangs that you're aware of that operate in, you know, where you live or in London?
I think everyone is aware of, like, in where we live, Tower Hamlets, there's like gangs in every area. It's like there's sort of postcode war going on in each
okay.
area.
So, Mahim, do you know any gangs that exist? Any names?
Yeah, nearby where I live, it's more towards Hackney,
Hmm.
like Fellows Court. That's just like a little estate.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of people that sort of rep that estate.
Okay. So, it's normally gangs coming out of areas, almost like trying to stamp their authority that that's my area.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
They're claiming their territory.
Territory, yeah, claiming their territory. Now, Akil, do you know any gang members yourself?
Yeah, I have.
Or have you, you know, or have you come across any gang members?
Well, I know people
Yeah?
that are like involved in gangs, and obviously it's not really good for them to be involved in gangs because they get themselves in trouble.
Mm.
And you know, it's just like, I would say that it's a waste of time.
So have you actually had the opportunity to ask them why is it that they join these gangs?
No, I haven't got the opportunity to ask them because I want to be like rude and say, you know, why are you doing this? I don't want to judge them.
Mm.
But I don't know. It probably is, you know, it's their choice, it's their decision.
Alfida, okay, we've got a caller on the line and I'll ask you that question. Assalamu alaikum, caller.
Wa alaikum salam.
Thank you for calling. How would you like to contribute to the discussion today?
No, I'm not sure if I caught the full gist. I've just kind of tuned in. I was listening for the last couple of minutes, and you were talking about gangs. I thought I'll contribute a little bit, seeing that I work for a agency that works with gangs for the last 20 years in Tower Hamlets. One of the things that you guys mentioned about gangs was that I mean the word gang itself. Most people get it wrong. Why I'm saying that is you identify gangs as young people who hang around in, say, street corners or with friends and so forth. And these are terminologies being thrown around, especially with the police and authorities, the government, to sensationalize these words and these people so that they can actually, blame someone or something or justify the arrests that they make and,
Sure.
And so forth.
So how would you what term would you use to refer to what
Most
we
people-
call what we know as gangs?
Well, I'll ask you this question. When you were growing up, I'm not sure which area you grew up in, but when you were growing up, did you hang around outside with your friends?
Here and there, with
and
a
there.
purpose.
With a purpose. What was your purpose?
So you'd go out and you'd play games. You'd visit your friend's house.
Fine. And you would just coach outside, maybe just hang around outside
Sometimes.
sometimes. So you, a group of friends, had a common purpose. You'd play football, say for example, or play a game, or hang outside, eat some food, or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You're a group of friends.
Thank you, brother. So I think we've lost the caller on the line. So that was quite an interesting call that we received from the caller, saying that it's the definition that's sometimes used, and I think that's the question he was asking. Alfida, do you think it's the term gang? Is that a true reflection? Is that the right terminology? Because the caller did mention that there are, the authorities, sometimes the police, they refer to it as gang. Is it?
I think
Is that a right?
What
Is
the
that the
caller was
right
trying
term?
to get across was like people assume just a small group of young people, or just a group of men, or even girls. They just straight away say gang, but they could just. I think the caller was trying to say they could just be a group of friends up to just normal things, not doing anything wrong, but people just assume because of the way they look or whatever, innit?
Okay, that's quite interesting. Now, Alfida mentioned, Mahim, that it's not just boys.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you aware of gangs where there's also female members involved as well?
Yes, certainly. And sometimes them female members, they're just used. Like, it depends. They have different roles.
Okay. So, Akil, are you aware of this as well? Are there also makeup where you've got, or are there just girl gangs and boy gangs, or are there mixed gangs? We use the
it's a
term once again.
stereotypical
We're using
thing.
the term gangs, obviously, because that's the common term
Yeah.
used.
It's a stereotypical thing, I would say. Like, you could see like a girl boy or a girl gang or a boy gang, but it depends what they wear, how they walk, how they act, and people would just assume that it's a gang. But if it's like, I don't know, you see like two people that are dressed casually, they're not like assumed as a gang. It's just like it's just a stereotypical thing. It's like the way they dress and everything.
Okay. Alfida, in terms of, you hear about initiation ceremonies, okay, where to join a gang, you see it in films sometimes, you hear it in documentaries. Is that real? From your knowledge of gangs and people that operate, do you need to? It's almost proving yourself that you deserve to be part of that gang.
I don't think there's literally. It's not common where there's literally a test or whatever. I think it's more of a, you need to show them that you're up to this, or like you need to basically act like them. You can't be normal.
Okay, so you need to. There's a certain, say, characteristic, certain profile that you need to meet.
Yeah.
Okay, that to be associated with that particular group.
That's correct.
Now, Mahim, obviously we're trying to explore, the dangers, the challenges that we face as a community. Does it worry you that when you, say, for example, walk down your streets, that you might be affected by some of this turf war, if you want to call it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you could easily be mistaken as a gang member, or a gang member, because the gangs can sometimes get so big that it's like you don't even recognize the members. Like, sometimes gang members, they might wear a certain color to represent their gang. So if you're caught seen in that color, you could potentially be attacked.
Wow. So, Akil, if you were, for example, you're saying you're from the Bethnal Green area, if you were to go, say, for example, to another area in London, okay, would you be worried? In the current climate, you hear so many things in the news. Would you be worried?
Yeah, of
Or could you safely walk around Tower Hamlets and London?
Depends what area. If it's local, then yeah, obviously I'll be worried, because there's a lot of gangs in the area, and obviously they have their territory, and if you enter it, that's it, then we're in trouble. But then, like, if you go to a different place, like out of London, it's not really a problem.
Sure. Alfida, in terms of what type of what happens? You know, this fear that's created that people are worried about, and the two guys spoke about. What is it that causes fear in people? Why are people scared of these groups?
It's just the fear of like knowing that there are people out there that are coming for you. It's just that because I think it's just like
Sure.
that little small hint in your mind that oh, if I go into this place, this could happen.
Sure.
If I go there, that could happen. So you just have to like watch your back all the time. You have to be careful.
Okay. Now, that's the end of the first segment. Please stay with us, because after the break we're going to have three professionals who will give three different perspectives on gangs and guns, and we will look into it in a more kind of theoretical, more academic approach to this, and what we can do about it. So please do stay with us.